Hey guys, good evening. Last class we discussed about a couple of Terraform example, like how to create EC2 instance, how to add the key, not key, right? We discussed how to create add the elastic IP, okay? Um, and those things we discussed, security groups and all we are going to discuss today. Security group, how to add the key, and couple of example we are going to see today. And even yesterday we add the key like as access key id and secret key, both we are going to add in the code level. Right now today we are going to add in the using the AWS CLI, and we are going to add these two credentials using AWS CLI. Then in our Terraform file we don't need to add the scope. Now let's see that first, then after we are going to see the like as what are the Terraform file which you returned yesterday, and we are going to return for the today, like a couple of features we are going to add in the same. Okay, now let's see here. Now let's go for AWS CLI installation first. First of all, we don't have any here. Now see the AWS CLI install or not, first check here. AWS hyphen version. Okay, the AWS CLI this by default will come. Okay, now I'm going to use the same. For this I'm going to set up for this configuration. Okay, now let's go for this documentation of AWS CLI. Okay, now we already have. Right now just what we do, we are going to use for the AWS configure to install the AWS CLI setup. Now AWS configure, it will ask that access key id. Now access key id, what we do, we have downloaded the yesterday, right? Which file we downloaded? Let's see, control J we had here. No, I think so this is the one, right? Maybe just open this, even though we can check it here, right? Okay, let me try this way and use this, and access id just use this, and it will ask that default region. We can put that ap south -1. Okay, and then default output format you can put for table or whatever your wish. Okay, like a JSON, but the output format you want to be put. By default we did not give anything, by default it will do the JSON, but that's fine. Okay, now let's see here. Go and see what are the configure you have done. How, where we can see this now? Go for AWS path, sorry, AWS. In this path we can see the two files here. Now two files, one is the config and credentials. Okay, let's go for the config. Open the config file, and you can see this table and region. And if you open the credentials now, you can see that keys. Okay, our keys. Now what are the keys we added, right? Access key id and the secret key access key. These two we are going to be appear. Now if you want anything modification or new key and all, we are come and all, we are going to be edit this file, or else we can overwrite this. Okay, now that will also will work. Even both also will work. Two keys and two key ids if you want to use for the different credentials, even that is also will work. Now what we do now, we are going to use for these credentials instead of the whatever we had done the previous time. Now let's see here, LUM CFH, right? Now CD Terraform practicals. Now here CD base, here yes, not here, the same. Right now what we do, just remove these two. Okay, whatever we done, just keep it this, that's not a problem. Now just do the Terraform apply on this. Let's see here. In these resources, whatever we had here, yesterday we created, I stopped this Terraform instance, which we created using this Terraform code. This will create, right? And this is the, I guess, Elastic IP is added, and even it's added for the security groups. Its own security groups is added yesterday, and those we are going to be allowed, and those things we are done, right? Now let's see today. Now it's done. Now let's see. Just refresh this. Just refresh this. Now this was the okay. Refreshing state. That means like we stop right the session. Now, for example, let's say first of all, what I do, I'm going to destroy the stuff and see now what are the you are going to set up for using the Terraform. You want to destroy it. You want to delete that. You don't need to go for console and we don't need to do. We just simply do the destroy here. That will be destroy for the all the stuff what which we created using this. Right now, let's see this. All things will be destroyed here. So that's manually I changed that, stopping the instances here. Okay, that's the reason. Okay, now see here. Yes, this is account only, right? Now refresh this. Okay, this won't be nothing affected. Maybe this one or another one. I don't know. See that Terraform, the pre one Terraform file, right? Which is static IP. This is the only, right? Which one it is? Sorry. Even that will be destroyed, I think. Not this is we created for the different purpose. I created, not this one which we created yesterday. Let's open the file and we'll get to know this. VI Terraform base.df and jmstchome. Sorry, this is the image we create. This is the thing we created, right? Let me close this browser, yes. Stop. Both are near, it's confusing. Now see here, jmstch21 image we created and all. This will be going to be terminated now, not for Terraform. This is the one. Okay. This is the image we created yesterday, and this image is going to be terminated here. See, this is going to be terminated. Clear? Now let's see here today. Couple of again we are going to add some more points on this same image. Now we did not add anything, right? Like as Elastic IPs and all. Or just we created a AWS instance, and now what we done? Now we just create, and we are going to be add for today our own security groups. You want your own Elastic IP you want to attach for this instance. You want to create your own key instead of default. Let's see, if you even if you create this instance, you can't be able to access this instance outside of it because of you don't have any key here. You did not create any key. We did not attach the any key. Then what we do? We need to create a key, or else we can attach the existed key also. Okay. Now there is a there are option like as adding the key in your Terraform this AWS resource AWS instance level. We are going to add the key information here. Which key I need to be used here now? That we are going to be see today. And the next we are going to see the Elastic IP attaching. Then we can give the security groups at like as give the your own security groups and adding the some inbound rules like as what are the ports you want to be allowed and all. Now we can deploy the one small application also if it is possible today. Okay, like using this Terraform itself. Okay, now let's see the next example. And like last class we discussed about we had put it this information here, credentials IDs. Now those credentials I put it in the AWS CLI now. We don't need to declare the here now. Okay, the next let's see this file, right? this document I'll share for later on. Yes, okay. Let me complete this tomorrow, day after tomorrow. I edit a couple of things again. I'll share later. Give me 2-3 days of time. Okay. I didn't do anything. I'm a bit busy. Now, this is we just added now. Now what we do today, we are going to add for the, we just create the instance last class, right? We just create the instance now. Now today what we are going to, my requirement is I need a add my own key, because of if I want to SSH, you don't get the any key, right? You didn't attach the any key. Now for example, instead of create, you can use the default key, existed key, but let's think you don't have any key. Then create a key for your local key, then attach that key to your AWS instance. How we are going to create a key? Just use for SH keygen here. Now guys, we are going to discussing about today, and now this scenario we are going to attaching for the key now. Okay, now let's talk about the how to add for the key file to your AWS instance using Terraform. Okay, now we need to create a SH key in your system first. I'm going to generate key first. Key here. Now let's say just like as I'm going to use the jmstechhome. Okay, here, right here. Now see, that will be created here itself. Now this is a public key. Now open the public here, cat. This is a jmstht, like this is the your private key, this is a public key. Now what we do, we need to add for your public key here. Okay, now open this public key, and this public key we are going to be adding to our Terraform code. Now let's see, open the base dot here, base.tf file which we created. In this file we are going to attach for the that resources here. Okay, so you got the security group. Now the next, what we need to add, we are going to add this resource for the key pair. This key pair. Now in this public key, instead of this public key, you can give the your own public key now. Shift D, delete all the stuff. Now here you can give this name for your wish. I guess what are the name you want to give this. I'm going to give the same name because of I can remember what is the name for this now. Okay, this name is your wish. What are the resource name that you are fine? What are the one you can give this. Now for this key, we need to be specify here which key we need to be attached here. Now there is an option called as a key name equal to the what are the resource we are going to use, that key name. We need to be get this key name equal to AWS key pair. This is the resource name dot. This is the name of your resource, and the next key name. This name will be attaching over there. Okay. The same way we are going to use the multiple options. The same. This resource dot that name of that resource, and then that's the key name. That's only this keys we are going to be adding here. The values will be attached for this key. Okay, what this option will become to this resources AWS instance. If you go for AWS instance here, yeah, this is a key name. Okay, this key name we are going to be used now, right? These are the options. Like as this, if you want mandatory for attaching your stuff, we are going to use for the one options here now. Okay, now add this public key here. This public key I'm going to attach for this, which I have here. Save this and copy this. shift again, it will come here. Okay, now this braces will be closed for this resource. Okay, this braces for this resource we closed it here. Okay, this braces for the this provider. Okay, that's fine. Now save this and let's do the plan first. Now it will show for like what are the things is going to be changed now. We did not specify the out parameter here. Okay, now this keyfile is going to be done. Okay, something warning is giving us. Now this is going to be added here. Okay, these are removing stuff. It's going to be removed. All the stuff here. Minus stuff. And see plus stuff will be what are the things will do. This is a test type command, not for this command. Now this is the work itself. This is the plus is going to be added. These are the stuff. Okay. This is the key pair is going to be add now here. Plus means it's going to be add now. Just check for the plan first before going to be execute here. Now let's apply this. This plan will go you the dummy kind of like this. It's a dry run kind of things. Okay. Now it won't affect the changes, but it will show for actual result. It's how it's gonna work or not. What are the things is going to be changed or not. Now see here. It's a creating keypad here. Still creating. Now let's go there and see the instances now. Right now it's running on one instance. Now next instance will be create one instance, and that instance should be running, but that instance also will be attaching for the key name also. In the key name also, that name is the jmstechhome. That the key name is that name should be come here. Okay, let's see that. Once it is done, it will come here. Now it's done. Now just refresh this. Now you can see now this instance is got created, and see here this IP and this key is going to be attached here. Okay, now here security group by default security group is added. Now maybe you have requirement. Array, I need you my security group name. I need to allow some like as while creating instance, right? We are allowing inbound rules, right? By default is a 22, and instead of 22 you want to 8080 80 and 443. Some of inbound rules you want to be attached. Then what we do? We need to add for your own security groups. That security group resource if you go, and we need to create that. The next my requirement is that instead of this public IP, there's a if you go for as for Terraform and real time, most of the time we go for attaching the elastic IPs because of the instance will go stop or anything. The IPs never be going to be stop for this because of we are going to attach this instance for load balancer or whatever maybe. Okay, that kind of scenario we never go for the like as changing the IP. Now if you want to make a static IP here, we need to use the elastic IP. If you want to use the elastic IP, then what we do? We need to go for here in the resources level AWS ec2 is a AWS EIP. This is the elastic IP. Let's go for EIP. Let's see this. Provides an elastic IP resource here. This is EIP means elastic IP resource. Now we can use for this same something like this. Okay. Now let me show you this. Now I'm going to add for the elastic IP now here. Okay, nothing I'm changing here anything. Now what I'm going to do? I'm going to add the one extra resource here. That's it. Go for here. Insert mode. But here, see here, AWS instance. Now base ID. Now what it will give? This is the AWS instance, and then this base and this ID. This elastic IP will attach the based on the instance, right? While going to be if you create the elastic IP and you want to attach that IP, what are the things we require? We need to require for the this instance ID. Okay, that's the reason we are going to use this AWS instance. This name is what are the name is there. That name we need to be provided here, and the ID. ID means this instance ID will get it, but you don't have an ID. But when you create this instance, it will get a ID for this. That ID I'm going to be attached here now. Okay, by default create the ID. That ID will going to be attach the IP. Now let's see this. Do the Terraform display. Sorry, Terraform apply. If you do the plan, you can do the plan first and check the changes. What are the changes going to be affected here? Even when you do the apply, before asking yes, it will show the all the changes. What are the things are there? If you guys want to see, you can go for above. Here. These are the things is going to be changed here. Adding for the creating this elastic IP will going to be created now. These are the new changes for my code. Okay. Now just do the Terraform apply now. Okay. Okay. Then let's go and see now. This is for what are the IP, like as what are the things public IP is there now 13, 232, 231, 205, right? The previous before going to elastic IP adding. Now just refresh this 221, 205, right? Just refresh. It should come to the your own elastic IP. This elastic IP created and see this. This public IP got changed now. It is attached for the your elastic IP for this instance. This elastic IP is added. Clear guys? Clear now? The next my requirement is that I need to create my own security group name or security IP. I guess what are the ports I want to allow, my custom ports I want to allow. Then what I need to do, we need to create a security group also here. Okay, that's what we'll see now. Clear guys, as of now, we just create for our own custom key and then custom IP. Okay, and I guess custom IP we are going to be added as of now. Okay, elastic IP added. The next requirement is that I need to add for the security group. Now for this security group also, the same whatever we had keep it this, you can keep it. And the next use for the default VPC here. And the default VPC because of we required for this default VPC ID here when you create that allow ports. Okay, then this default VPC I'm going to use now here. Now ingress means like as inbound rules. What are the inbound rules I need to allow? 80 allow I'm going to allow in here, and then using TCP 80 and the TCP. This is the from port and to port. Then 8080 8080 and the ingress of 443. Like as what are the ports you want to be allowed? This way we are going to give this a number of ports. Okay, then egress is all I'm going to be allow here. The tag, if you want to create the tag, you can create by filtering purpose. Okay, that's we are going to be adding here now. Adding this resource, and the next you need to be attached this security group, this resources to your ec2 instance also. Let me add this, I'll show you. Go for your here the base Terraform file which we created. Insert here, and these are the resources we just created for security group. Okay, the security group needed for default VPC ID. The default VPC ID, if you want to get it, we need to create that resource for default VPC also. And it's not a custom VPC that we are going to do later on. Okay, that your private VPC you want to create, and you want to be inside the private VPC you want to create instances, that different resources we need to use. If you want to get the default VPC and all, we need to use for the AWS default VPC. This is the one of the resource. Okay, and the default this name is your wish. Okay, this is just I'm giving the tag name. Even if you are not, that's not enough. Fine. Okay, the tags for filtering purpose. That's it. Now, if you go for here instances, in the instance, what we are going to do, we are going to add for the this details, the security group details also. Okay, now we are going to add for the name is that security group. See here. Okay, now instance security group ID we are going to be provide this. Can give it anywhere here. Okay, now see here AWS security group allow ports here ID. Now AWS security group is the resource name, allow ports is for my name for this resource, and then ID. What are the IDs are there? That way IDs we are going to be add for the this security groups now. This resource is I'm going to use for here. Here AWS security group dot allow ports. This AWS security groups dot allow ports ID. If you give the ID, this will go for this. This security group will be adding for this our AWS instance now. If you did not give this ID, it won't attach for your AWS instance. It will create. That's fine. But it will create this file. But if you want to attach this, you must specify for that ID into in this AWS EC2 instance, or else it won't be attached. Or else it won't be attached. Okay. Now just save this. Let me Terraform apply. Now see here, as of now, we have here go for this is the default security groups, and then inbound rules is this is all, right? By default is the security all inbound rules will be going to allow. Now instead of this, I want to go for the my own security group name, and the security group name which we given this here. Let me open again one more file. Oh, bs dot here name is that allow ports. My like a security group name is allow ports. All this is a description, and this ports and all this is the English. Okay, CIDR blocks. What are the like as what are the IP need to be allowed for this port and all. Okay, we discussed in this when we discussed about VPC class concept, right? About CIDR. Fine. Now these are the things we are going to be allow here. Okay. In the security group, we are going to allow adding this security group for this here, or else it won't be attached for this your instance. Okay, that's fine. Then go and see now output. Just refresh this. It's not attached. Let's see what's that. Okay, let's see here. Sorry, I selected for the differences and see this. Okay, fine. This default only it's not added. Sorry, we got error here, right? Already existed VPC ID. The status is the 400. So, what happened? The previously I created the same name here. That's the reason it will be kick me out. Okay. Now what I do? Let me add for the this name is the different name. Okay. Insert mode. I see one. Okay. Now save this and then apply. The name the same. This allow ports is already have the existed here. That's the reason it will be kick me out. I see here, right? I thought after this yes, now see here. Okay, now one is added, one changed. Now then just go and refresh this. Sorry. Now see here, this allow ports is allowed here. Now come back down here and see allow ports one. See the inbound rules. Now these are the ports. What are the ports we allowed? That ports will come to this. Clear, guys? Any ports like as only 3, like as you have the 10, like as 20, like as what are the ports? We can do the same way here. Clear, guys? Any questions now? Till now? Fine, right? The next, what we do? We are going to add for the some data in this. Like for example, when you use the data, like as we discussed about, like as when you do for auto scaling, when we discussed about like as Nginx deployment and all, right? Allowed balancer stuff and all. So that time what we do, we are while creating instance, I need to install HTTPD and I want to add some user data, like as some script, shell script you want to execute, but whatever may be. Then how we are going to add it? There is a different ways we add it. We can do the directly file creation here, and then we can attach this here, or else we can create all the data inside that one file, and that file we can load here also. There is a different ways we have. Okay, now what we do, I'm going to use for the creating file in the code itself, and you are going to attach here. Okay, now let's see here. What my requirement is, I need to add for some user data here. Okay, now see here. Now see here, I have written code here. I will wait for this. This mission is stopped now. This mission I stopped. Fine. Let me add for the some user data here. Add user data. Terraform. Some code like a HTTP code. The script we are going to be adding here. It will give the just how we are going to add the user data here. Which option we are going to use here? That is user data here. What is that? Okay. We are attaching for the user data here. Then open the file now. Base file here. Here we are adding the user data. This is ec2 instance. User underscore data equal to. The next we can open the file. Okay, and the next F1 and end of file you can open here. Okay, and then you can do like as you can run execute for the any scripts here. Now slash paths, right? Let me take for any set script here. We have right surface here, the works, some nodes. AWS initial startup script, right? And this we can see. So just open this. You can put in this. Just put this code. Okay, and put that end of file. Okay, if you want to make it proper format, just use for this here. Just I'm installing HTTP, or else what we do, we can put this code into the one file. We can load this file also here. That is another syntax also we had. Okay, just I'm opening this file and the closing the file here, and inside this file we are putting the some script here like startup script. Okay, now just save this. Okay, the next let's apply this. Let's see. The same script we use for the when we're discussing about the load balancing and auto scaling, even Nginx load balancer stuff. The same script. Just we run the one HTTP, okay, Apache 2, and then we added for the instead of custom default file, we are installing for our own like host name. It's need to be print. That code explained for us. Now let's go and see this. Go to your server and then let's refresh this. Nothing to show up here. We need to access the website and let's see that data is populated or not. Okay. Okay, which we applied instead of HTTP2 page, I need my own data, right? Where and this mission which we created. Okay, take this. Okay, now this data is printed. Now while creating instance, I need to put some initial script, startup script or whatever maybe. That's the reason, that's where we are going to put that end of file here. Or else what we do, we can put any initial script, like as that script we can load it here. There is a couple of APIs we have. Let's same way. I'll show the another syntax also. There is a file load, like file method like this. I'll show you. We can put all the script into the one file, and that file data also we are putting here like this. The file name we can put this. The file name like this. You can use the file function also there. It's a public key, but we can use for user data or whatever maybe. The same file function here. The file, which file you want to load, that we can load and we can execute there like this. See here. Clear, guys? Right. Any questions? Any questions, guys? What about this? Guys, can you hear me?
Oh, that's Madhu. We can hear you. No issues.
Fine, right? The same way, like as you guys can be practice out like as how to create S3 buckets, how to dump the data in the S3 bucket, how to copy like as there is a some data you have in local machine, then how to move that data to directly from S3 bucket using Terraform. Okay, and that we can try it out. And the next, like enabling versioning, not enabling versioning, encrypted and not encrypted. Okay, and you can use for like a static website hosting using for Terraform. Okay, you have some HTML files, you need to create a bucket, you need to put the data inside the bucket, and you can enable that static website. Then you can create a static website and you can get the URL or everything you can make it for the through Terraform itself. Okay, just write out this stuff like as create a bucket, copy the data, that is the one file. That next requirement is that creating, enabling versioning and all that small options. You can simply true or false, that kind of options we have. And another thing is that create a static website through Terraform. Okay, like create a bucket and put that index.html files in that bucket, and they enable the versioning and set up the starting file and error files and all whatever it may be you are set up. Now those we can set up for that over there also. What are the S3 bucket we are did for the through console, we can do for the through Terraform. Clear?
Madhu.
Just write out and a couple of examples also I'm going to add and I'll share this also. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even we can create for the S3 bucket in the same file itself. Okay, we don't need to create another Terraform file in the same file itself. You can execute like any number of resources. We can keep it in the single file itself. Someone is asked yesterday, right? So some now we can create a number of resources. Even all entire your infrastructure we can put in the one file. But now why we are going to different Terraform files means now like as readability it will be decreased, right? Like as if you set up the everything in the one file, it will be loss of your readability. Okay, that's reason we keep it for different. Like as we can put the 10 terraforms in the single folder and execute the terraform plan. Like as terraform apply, it will apply the what are the tf files are there, every file will be applied. Now which order will be like it will execute means there is no any way to order. Okay, it will be take it for automatically. Okay, it will be plan auto like as accordingly, and it will be do this. Now first you can put that S3 and later EC2 instance, then EC2 instance, then security key file. Put the security key file above and do the EC2 instance down. There's no worries of it. No worries about it. It's a graph based and it will be automatically take care for the order. Okay. Here guys.
Madhu garu,
Jabbu Jagdish.
yeah, yeah. After creating instance, we can install Java, Docker, everything in there. Those also we can do. Background, the software also.
So for doing like even we can SSH chart through Terraform also. We can SSH that mission. Okay. Just think like this, like as you are already create the instance, you how to connect the SSH. I don't want to go manually. I want to through Terraform code itself. Do SSH from through Terraform code itself and go inside that mission and install that software and create any file and copy the files, anything. That can also possible with this Terraform. Even not only that, we can zipping, unzipping, tarring and uploading, everything is possible with this. Local files, there is a couple of like random number you want to generate. There is a like not only for Terraform. Okay, there is a couple of we discussed, right? Different modules, random modules we have, and sequential number it will increase. And there is a programs you want to do anything. There is a lot of options, lot of resources we have. Like see, the AWS means AWS resource only I can use this in Terraform, not like that. Okay, you can use for any like as normal way, like as local files or stuff or anything, maybe like as random number. Now what happened, you need to be like as when you create for something like as any key or null, if you every new deployment you need to create a random number. That random number you need to attach that key, right? Now what we do, the random is that another AWS resource, we can use that resource to inside this Terraform file itself. Okay, like as you want to enter any enter, you want to be like, we can use that like you want to zipping, that there is another zip, another resource we have, like that we can use for the what are the resources we require for this Terraform. Simple snippet code, that's it. Okay, try this, whatever you can do with this console level, that we can possible with this Terraform. The simply we can say this maximum is possible. Like couple of things they are still implemented, there's some bugs are there. Okay, I am facing one issue for this actually, this Terraform. Basically, I have one requirement, like I'll explain that later. Okay, I'll show that also
Okay,
problem also. Yeah. Okay, guys. See you on tomorrow class. Bye, guys. Tomorrow we'll discuss about the S3 and all. Okay. Bye, guys. Bye.